Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da. Week number 17 in the National Football League featuring World of Matchups, NFL Handicapping Podcast coming to you guys live and direct from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Dexter Reid, your host, my co-host and producer of World of Matchups from day number 1. Everybody welcome in Spencer The Wiz. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'm excited. I got credentialed to the Raiders game tomorrow, so
nice.
I'm going to be witnessing one of the worst football games of all time that have what I believe to be huge implications.
Yeah, it could be the beginning of something really big for the Raiders, man. That's awesome.
Or the Giants.
Exactly. I think the Raiders will find a way to lose the game, though. They need to and get that first pick.
Well,
I think
they're doing everything they can.
They're sitting everybody. The Giants are going to be playing against a practice squad team, and that's exactly what they should be doing.
And Max Crosby, I do not agree with storming out of the building. I mean, I get it. He's a hyper competitor, but it's like, dude, your knee has been jacked up all season long. The season's over. Do what's right for the team. I hate players, excuse me, who hold this stuff over the team's head. I think it's horrible for the organization. Like, you have to do what I want, or it's my way or the highway. It's like, no, dude, this is a whole team organization, man. Like,
we pay you.
Swallow your pride a little bit. Get your knee right, because we want to be successful next season. We don't want to be successful for the last 2 games of the season. So
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, everyone has their kind of initial reactions. I'm not saying like get rid of him right now, but I wish you'd respond a little bit better to this.
I think today he'll realize, you know what I mean, and think better of it. You know, it's a team first mentality, and that's what it needs to be in order to win a Super Bowl. I get being mad at the moment. You know, the guy just wants the ball. I don't think it's the type of thing that'll take him off the Raiders. You know what I mean? 1 year left on his deal. I'm not worrying about that. He just wants to win. You can't fault a guy for wanting to win. Winning right now does nothing. So go home, put some ice on your leg, have your wife take care of some things for you, and then relax. We'll see you next. We'll see you in
I think he'll
camp.
cool off.
Oh, he'll be fine. Last week, really good week for Spencer. I went 9-6. Spencer went 12-3. Spencer was hot.
Nice.
Spencer's been on a heater, y'all. For the year, I'm 109 and 111. Spencer is 111 and 109.
All right.
We'll crack 500, it looks like. So half the time you guys
God.
win some money. Like I said, we do this for fun, but hopefully it takes you some places with some of the insight that we have given you. Week 17, nice little slate. Games today, games tomorrow. Set it off.
Yeah, these Saturday games I really love. Although last week, it's funny, after recorded, I was like, the game's on. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, it's on Saturday. I don't know. For some reason, it didn't click in my mind. I didn't get to.
This time of year gets tricky because there's just all kinds of stuff happening. College football, college basketball, games on Friday, Saturday, Thursday. I mean, you got the NHL mixing in. This is the best time of year, man. I love this, the playoffs are coming. And a lot of people think that these last 2 weeks of the NFL stink. I think they're super crucial for a lot of different things that we're going to talk about. Who's first?
Yeah, this is a really great game. In fact, I really wish it was the kind of the Saturday night game, whatever you want to call it. It's the Houston Texans. They're playing the Chargers. Easily one of the biggest games of the week because, you know, I don't know if the Chargers can still get the Broncos now going into the last week.
I don't think so.
It could be. But both of these teams, I mean, are right at the same level, really. I mean, 11-4, 10-5, but just like the way that they've been playing recently, like these are 2 teams that believe that they can make a run. I mean, because the reality is anybody could make a run in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Every mainstay that we're used to, I guess, other than the Eagles, but again, the Eagles have not looked right all season long,
all year.
And so I was talking about this with my father-in-law last night. I'm like, if you take out the Eagles, everyone left there are like people who've never done it before. Like someone's, however the case may be, like someone's going to have the chance to do something to like cement themselves in their legacy this offseason or this postseason because that's all who's there. There's no mainstays. It's like someone's going to have to make a name for themselves. It's fascinating. And these are 2 teams that could easily do it. I know that Texans obviously would love to have this game.
What's the line?
So the line in this game is the Chargers -1.5. I'm going to take Houston. I think everyone is going to be on the Chargers in this game. I think last week with the Raiders, which was just really, truly an anomaly, I think that's what it was. I think they overlooked them. I mean, you could hear it in their press conference. They're like, we don't know what Raiders team we were playing. That's not what we expected. And I know they were one like really bad Geno Smith pick six away from losing that game. I think they're going to get it a little bit together now. I'm just, this injury with Justin Herbert is not going to get any better anytime soon. You're talking about a pretty monstrous pass rush. One of the most like really underrated parts of the Chargers season is the fact that they've survived with the offensive line combo that they've had. I don't know how long that can last as you get into the playoffs. I think it's going to be the crushing blow for them, and they're going to be like, well, we'll come back next year stronger with all of our guys back. I mean, their season started with Rashawn Slater going down for the season. Joe Alt wasn't too far behind. This is one of those games where I don't think you can afford to let that happen. And again, last week was so bizarre because the Raiders have the worst offensive line. You think they would have like 60,000 sacks in that game, and they really didn't. I think this is a game where they can get right. I know they're not at home, and they don't really typically play their best ball away from home. But I don't know. The LA Chargers, it's kind of a neutral site on any given Sunday when you're playing in LA like that. So I think the Houston Texans win this game, actually.
I'm going to take a shot, Houston, plus the 1.5. They've really come together nicely over the last few weeks, man. Stroud has been playing at an elite level, coming off injury. Davis Mills could be the unsung hero for the Texans, man. He held it down. You know what I mean? Like, kept it warm, and now they're surging. Woody Marks is going to be back. I love this defensive front for Houston. I just can't deny how dominant that they are all across the board versus pretty much everyone they've played this year. They've just gotten better, man. I mean, to have one guy with almost 20 sacks is almost unheard of. They got two guys that are pushing that. I mean, it's insanity. They're going to go after Justin Herbert. One bad lick on that wrist, and he's out of the game. And so
For the season,
it could be done for good. I think they're playing with fire in LA, and I know they've been playing really good football too, so don't get me wrong. This is going to be Clash of the Titans. I like the under in this game because both defenses are really surging and playing at a high level. Turnover battle is going to decide this game. I mean, as do most games, but I think really in this game because both teams want to run the ball, stop the run, and play good defense, and then take the shots that they have to when they can. I do think Nico Collins has a blow-up game here. The guy's unguardable in space. As long as they can give C.J. Stroud a little bit of wiggle room in the pocket, he should be able to eat. And I think their ancillary pieces have gone unnoticed. Christian Kirk has been a bum, but he's had some big catches. Higgins has had some big catches. I like what this team has almost made me forget about Tank Dell. Seriously, Tank Dell might as well just never try to come back or head to another team. He might be done for his career, and they've filled his spot quite nicely here. They're coming on at the right time. I just don't love what LA does, and I've watched. There's one game in particular that has me concerned about this game. It's when they went to Jacksonville, and they played a similar type of really physical football team. And Jacksonville mopped the floor with them. I mean, they got bullied mercilessly in that game. And I could see something similar here, man. I mean, let's not forget the GOAT of all GOATs, Josh Allen, in the regular season, was on the floor writhing in pain regularly versus this Houston defensive front. I see it could be something similar here because I don't think they're going to be able to protect Justin Herbert at the clip that they're going to need to. And it could cost them the game. Texans plus 1.5 on a Saturday afternoon matinee. Coffee in hand. Treats at my feet. Let's go. I think this is going to be a great game, and I really like the Texans here. Let's not forget, the last playoff game that Justin Herbert played was in Houston, and they took him apart then too. Let's not forget, Justin Herbert gets taken apart in the playoffs. And I think that it's going to happen here. I know they're going to want that payback. They're going to be like, no, we played this team. We owe this team. Let's give them the business. You don't have a true home field enough to do that, and you don't have the line to do it either. Texans with confidence plus the 1.5.
all right, let's go to Baltimore. They're visiting Green Bay to play the Packers. Packers are -3 at home. For some reason, I feel like being a contrarian a little bit today, and I don't have any real reason to be. This is like my gut feeling game of the week. I'm going to take the Ravens plus the 3. You know, and I'm going to like say all these points that go towards the Packers. Malik Willis has played really quite well when Jordan Love has gone out, and so he's actually playing for a contract. Really, he as like maybe even a bridge quarterback somewhere. I've heard like whispers of that around the league. But the Ravens are out of the playoffs if they lose this game. Like their season's over. This is a playoff game. They're not going to make it either way. Although, you know what? The Steelers, I don't have DK Metcalf for the last 2 games. And so it's not impossible. I mean, the Steelers' offense is going to be really, really, really bad in these next couple days. The Steelers also play the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. I think that's a factor. The Browns, those division games, I feel like anyone can think is close. And so it's up to the Ravens at 5 to prove that they have anything at all. And I think a full week of trying to get ready for Malik Willis may do really well for them to kind of adjust to that. I don't know what it's going to take, but it's not like the Ravens are like decimated in terms of injury. I know Lamar Jackson's not playing in this game, but Tyler Huntley obviously can come in and win you football games. He's done it before. I don't think it would shock anybody. I just think that the entire world is going to be on Green Bay and just assume they're at home. You know, the Ravens are done for. They stink, and they do. They're not good. But I could just see Derrick Henry having a big game, just something like that, where someone figures something out, and they just find a way to either win the game or lose by a field goal. I just think it's going to be a little bit closer. Like, is Malik Willis really ready to just lead a team onto a touchdown victory? That's a lot to ask of the guy, to be honest. I don't think he's ever had a full start before. I could be wrong about that, but the Ravens have to win this. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm not even a big desperation factor guy. I've gone anti-desperation factor so many times this season, but when it gets to the mathematical desperation, I do feel like there's a little bit more to it. So I'm going to take the Ravens plus the 3 here on a limb.
Are the Ravens really a bad team, or have they just had a bad year? I think it's the latter rather than the former, personally. They've just had a bad year, man. But they're full of stars. They're full of guys getting paid a lot of money. I mean, Lamar's a bum. Well, I mean, let's just get this out of the way right now. The Baltimore Ravens are not or should not re-sign Lamar Jackson when the time comes. I'm sorry. I don't care what you're smoking if you think putting pen to paper with zeros for this guy again is a good idea, because it's not. Because it's not. All right, the fall off of Lamar Jackson needs to be studied here. It's ridiculous. Okay, back contusion, really? Come on, son, stop. But they do have Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews. They have enough. Keaton Mitchell's coming on. Guy, let's not act like this team doesn't have enough. I've seen moments where Snoop Huntley looked just as good as Lamar, knows the offense in and out, has done this in spot starts before. I mean, I know that it's snowy, cold, freezing Lambeau Field, but I mean, Baltimore's a cold weather team too that can run the football. One of the most important players on the field is going to be Derrick Henry. Conversely, Malik Willis, yeah, he's playing. This is basically an audition for a job, but like all the strengths of the Green Bay Packers take a hit with him at quarterback because they can't throw the ball. I mean, have you ever seen Malik Willis throw a 30-yard pass? I haven't. I've seen him throw a 10-yard pass that turned into like 30 yards of a yak. But like, can he really throw? He's known for his legs. And Baltimore knows this, and Baltimore's going to have been practicing for this all week. Gap integrity, contain. I don't know about this for Green Bay, and Josh Jacobs' knee hasn't been right all year. Christian Watson is a walking injury. Jaden Reed's coming off a major injury. I mean, let's not act like just because this is in Lambeau Field that this is some kind of slam dunk. If Jordan Love passed the concussion protocol, I'd be taking the Packers here, but I just can't. I can't trust it with Malik Willis. I don't care how well he's played. in a big spot versus a team that can score and put on points and control clock. I just don't see the Packer defense minus Micah Parsons dominating this game. This is going to be a coin flip game, I think, personally. And so if you're going to have that and you're going to give me points, I'm going to take the points. It's just that simple, and the whole world's going to be on Green Bay. Everyone thinks Green Bay is on their way to the Super Bowl. They're coming together at the right time. Guys, no, they're not. No, they're not. The Green Bay Packers are one injury away from having this season end. They're going to be one and done in the playoffs. I'd be shocked if they go far. They've just got so many different things going on. And I mean, Matt LaFleur is a genius. We talk about guys like Sean McVay. Matt LaFleur never gets his flowers. Never, because he plays in a small market with like a team owned by the city. I mean, no one cares about Green Bay football outside of Green Bay. I mean, really, let's be honest here. But they've done a really really good job. I just for some reason don't think it's going to be enough. And when the window of making the playoffs is still cracked for Baltimore, I mean, it's not over. It's like the Lions had an opportunity if like a thousand things happened, they had a shot and they blew it. It's kind of the same thing here with the Ravens. They need a million things to happen, and but still, if there's that opportunity for it to happen, they're gonna go guns out. They're gonna go guns blazing. And so I like the Ravens plus the 3 here in a big way. I think this is gonna cover. I think the Ravens can win this game outright. Personally, I don't think the Packers are really as good as everyone thinks they are.
All right, let's hop over to the Sunday slate. First game on 10 o'clock is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're visiting Miami to play the Dolphins. The Bucs are -6. I like the Bucs -6 here. I've been the anti-Bucs for like so many weeks now, and I've been right. I think desperation factor maybe is one piece of the puzzle here, but they need to prove to themselves that they can win games like they did at the beginning of the season. And sometimes I think your frustrations can just boil over. I feel like that's what we're going to see here. I mean, they've just been getting pushed and shoved and kicked, anything and everything in between in the last like 5 weeks. This is a team that, and I was talking about this with my father-in-law too. He's from Tampa. They probably should have just kept Liam Cohen. I mean, their allegiance to Todd Bowles may ultimately be their downfall, if we're being honest with ourselves. I don't know how much longer he has. So Todd Bowles is coaching for his job here. I mean, that's first and foremost. This is going to be the most put together game plan that Todd Bowles has maybe ever had since a playoff game or something. I mean, Miami's playing for nothing, obviously. They've thrown in the white towel. That's been a couple weeks in the making here. Quinn Ewers obviously he's just out there. I mean, they're going to be looking for a quarterback next year, like very desperately. And there's one of those teams that, just like the Raiders, where they win just enough games to be right outside of it. They're not going to be in contention for one unless you're talking about jumping like 10 spots, which it just doesn't happen. So they're in purgatory. They're going to have to decide if they want to keep McDaniels around. It's not a good spot to be in. I mean, it must just be a really weird, depressing mood in the building right now. And so I think you're talking about two opposite teams. You're talking about a Bucs team that is extremely desperate for just to see that they can win a football game, and a Dolphins team that is getting crushed right now, turning the ball over, is not very good, won too many games. It's just I can't imagine a worse spot in the NFL at the current moment. I really think they're in a really tough place. So I love the Bucs here -6. This is one of my favorite bets of the week.
I like the Bucs -6 as well here. I mean, what's the Dolphins' motivation? You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're gonna see what we have in Quinn Ewers. Okay, and rightfully so, because Tua is completely horrendous. But last week you saw what happens when they play offense that can really score. I mean, Chase Brown went absolutely nuts last week, and they got 42 points hung on them, and I think it was in Miami. I see it happening again. The Battle of Florida is real. I just think there's more motivation for the Bucs here. You alluded to a couple different pieces of it. Todd Bowles is coaching for his job. after that profanity-laced tirade that he had on camera. I don't think that the Tampa Bay Brass is really fond of that. I get being upset, but like you never see the real ones. Andy Reid would never do that. Sean McVay would never do that. You know what I mean? Even not even Dan Campbell would even do that. Like I get being mad, but some things are for the locker room, and say I think that may have rubbed them the wrong way. I think he needs to win out to save his job, man. You know, sometimes there needs to be a new voice. I mean, I'm even thinking that way about coaches like Andy Reid. I mean, like, guys stop responding at some point. Now, I know you guys have been hurt all year long. My goodness, has there been a more injured team than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over like the last 2 years? The guys just can't stay healthy. Fire that training and conditioning coach. Get them out of there because they don't know what they're doing. Because these guys are always hurt. But they could score, man. And they could score a lot. And I think they need to just prove to themselves that, like, yeah, we can still play at a competent NFL level. We haven't done it in weeks, but, like, we have the personnel to do so. So I do think the game plan is going to be in place. I think they're going to play really, really well. The defense just has to stop the ground game of Miami. Miami without a ground game can't win this game. So Devon Achane, you got to put a spy on that guy, man. You got to bring that box up. You got to stack it. Make Quinn Ewers earn it. I don't think he can. I don't think he can. It's the second game of the year, man. I don't think he can. You think Quinn Ewers versus Baker Mayfield is going to be close? Baker and company should eviscerate this team. Touchdown wins you money. I mean, it's basically a home game for all intents and purposes. I mean, it's not far from Tampa to Miami. I mean, this is a home game. This is for the bragging rights of Florida. And I think the Bucks beat this team to death. You just saw it last week, man. If you can get up on Miami 12, 10, 15 points, the game is over. Because Quinn Ewers ain't got no Superman cape in his style. So I like the Bucks here in a big way. I like them -6. I think Bucky Irving, I think the young guys get involved a little bit more. I think Emeka Egbuka, they got to, dude, this guy was eating up the league and you just went away from it. You got to find a way to get this boy the ball. I'm not talking about just regular routes either, man. Curls and digs. No, let's give this guy some end arounds. Give him some go routes. You know, have Mike Evans take a couple guys downfield. Like, you got to open up the playbook more for a talent like this because you're wasting it right now. And I think that a lot of other people in Tampa are seeing that. And they're like, if this Superman of a kid, I mean, he could be JSN one day. You can't get this guy the ball, then maybe you're not the right coach for this team. But I'm going to pull and pray with the Bucks -6. Touchdown wins you money.
All right, let's go to the New England Patriots. They're playing the Jets. It's -13.5, which is really interesting because last time they played each other, it was 13 exactly. Now, there's a big difference in this game than last. The quarterback for the New York Jets is Brady Cook, so I'm definitely taking the Patriots here. I know division games are weird. I know they covered the 13.5 last time, but the quarterback play is going to be significantly worse for the Jets. They obviously have nothing to play for at all. Breece Hall is getting ready probably to leave. He's going to just walk right out the building, I'm sure. You know, it's a bad football team playing a team that I don't know if they can still get the first seed. I'm going to guess they could going into the last week if the Broncos lose and they win. So there is definitely something for the Patriots to play for. Besides the fact that they want to make a Super Bowl run, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they are, but obviously to them at the win total that they have, easy choice. And they're going to play really hard. I could see this just being a 14-point game. I think there's going to be a little bit of toughness considering it's a division game, but I think that can only take you so far. To me, this one's fairly straightforward. If the game was discussed last time, and now you're talking about a quarterback that's worth, you know, at least 6 points worse than you were with Tyrod Taylor, I feel like it's going to go pretty much exactly how everyone thinks. Those are usually the games that you lose on your ticket, but I'm sorry. I can't take Brady Cook and the Jets in any possible situation.
I'm going to take the Jets plus 13.5 here. I got a feeling that this game is going to be close. It's at MetLife, which matters. They got no love for any division rival at all. So the Jets, I think, are going to be up for this game. Now, I know Cook is horrible, but, you know, he's getting more experience week after week after week. I mean, that matters. They're seeing what they have in him. Like you said, I mean, Breece Hall is playing to get out. He's playing to get paid. I could see a world where, like, a special teams touchdown by the Jets allows them to cover this 13.5. I've watched this happen before. There was one
I
game,
think
I
it
forgot
happened
who it
last
was.
game.
Yeah, was it versus the Patriots where you look up and the Jets had a kickoff return and then a punt return? Like it had
I
14
really
points and
think
they
so, actually.
yeah, and they
Yeah.
didn't like snap the ball. And so I think 13.5 is tricky because I could see a world where the Patriots win this game by 13. Travion Henderson is concussed. I don't think he's playing. So the home run threat is you're taking that away for the Patriots. That's a humongous piece to be gone. Stephon Diggs only plays really well when he plays against former teams. Booty is out. Everyone's out, man. Everyone's out. You're going to tell me Ramondre Stevenson is going to like beat this team to the tune of 14 points? I don't think so, man. I'm going to take a shot at the Jets here just because New England is heavily injured. New England is already a playoff team. They don't want to get any more hurt than they already are. They've got to keep Drake May upright. I mean, the only thing that they're really playing for here is seeding and trying to get Drake May the MVP. I don't think either of the things that they want to see happen are going to happen. So just keep your team healthy and play hard enough to win the game. I don't think they cover. Guys, good teams win, great teams cover. I do not see the New England Patriots as being a great team. Their two losses have been to some of the worst teams in the National Football League. They are suspect and they're hurt. You're going to really expect guys like Kyle Williams to now really take a huge leap here and play well because you're missing a bunch of key pieces. If the Jets spy Hunter Henry, I think they could find a way to stay in this game, man. I could see this being only like a 6 point win for New England. It's New England money line for sure, but if I'm betting, I'm taking these points. I got a bad feeling about it, man. The AFC West is always a dogfight. These two teams cannot stand each other. And again, I know Brady Cook is no world beater, but this is how the sports books stay in business, guys. You know what I mean? Bets like this will hit that nobody bet on, and then one game they make all their money off you guys. I don't know. I'm gonna take a shot with the Jets plus 13.5. I'm not saying they're gonna win the game. They're absolutely horrendous, but they try hard for Aaron Glenn, and they want to see him come back. And they're home, and they're home. These things matter. I don't know if this is a weather game, and especially if it's a weather game, I think the Jets have a leg up and here covered at 13.5.
All right, let's go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're visiting the Cleveland Browns. This is really a terrible game. The Steelers are -3. That was one of our best calls, that Browns-Bills game.
Yep.
No one in the world thought that would be close, and we felt it. We've seen it
I
before.
willed that into exit. Dude, good defenses take Josh Allen apart. It's just the bottom line. That offensive line is not good in Buffalo.
No,
It's just
it's
not.
terrible.
And don't be
I'm going to
surprised when
take
the
the
Bills are one
Cleveland
and done.
Browns. Yeah, no, it could easily happen. I'm going to take the Browns at home. Look, without DK, it's going to be a miracle to see the Pittsburgh Steelers move the ball, stack the box. Don't let Kenneth Gainwell get a single first down in this game. Force Calvin Austin and all of these like random dudes to score on you. I mean, you're asking Shador Sanders not to like turn the ball over a bunch of times. Dude, if I'm Stefanski, I'm just totally getting in his face. Like, dude, just don't turn the ball over in this game. And it'll be close if they can do that. I think this has come down to a field goal for sure. Like, it's going to be one. The under is really the unsung hero here. You tease the under, you get 40 points. I would genuinely be shocked if they hit 40 points.
Me
it
too.
would be totally just mind-blowing in my opinion.
No way.
The Steelers have been scoring, but I think it's because DK can spread the field, and so it's opened up the run game for them. Dude, if you get torched up by anybody in the secondary, offensively for the Steelers, like you have to reinvent the way that you play defense because there's just such a lack of talent that are going to be receiving the ball. I mean, they have really one of the worst rooms in the NFL when it comes to wide receiver health. They should have given up anything for Jacoby Myers, even a third-round pick, in my opinion. But it's a division game. There's nothing more motivating for a team that has nothing to play for than to ruin the spoils of a division opponent. If the Ravens win, this is like the Super Bowl to the Browns. you want nothing more than to ruin the chances of the team that you're playing in that moment to like make the playoffs or something. And so I think the Browns are going to play really hard. Myles Garrett, I believe, is still chasing the record. I think he's like one off or something. I mean, it's something extremely close. You know, he's going to be feral in this game. Aaron Rodgers is always just one tackle away from not playing for the rest of the season. I mean, there are certain times in every game where it looks like this is it, you know, and they're going to try to maul him. They're going to stack the box. They're going to blitz. They're going to do everything that they can. This defense is going to play so hard in this game. Like I said, it just comes down to Shador Sanders. Can you not turn the ball over? We'll see. I mean, he hasn't done it one time this season. I mean, he has like 2 picks every game. He's got to learn to not do that. But I guess in theory, and they're turning on Harold Fannin a little bit. I mean, they have some things going. I know their running back room is so rough. They got Quinshon Judkins' leg broken last week. I think they're going to go with, I don't even remember the guy's name. I mean,
with Dylan Sampson.
Yeah. I think I like the over prop bet on Dylan Sampson's catches, by the way. That's like my most random side prop bet that I'm going to be putting on my ticket this week. I think there are going to be a lot of checkdowns in this game. Whoever can score like 16 points in this game is like guaranteed to win. And I think the Cleveland Browns could do it at home just to screw over the Steelers. You know, everyone in that division loves to screw over the Steelers more than anyone else.
I'm going to take the Steelers here. Even
Yeah,
minus DK. I just don't trust Shador Sanders. I want Shador Sanders to be good so bad. I want him to excel so bad, but he's just not good. You know, he's just not good. There's 2 teams going the other way. Steelers are a playoff team. A not very good one, but they still are. They can run the ball. The emergence of Kenneth Gainwell has just been tremendous to watch, and Jalen Warren's no slouch either. And they got these 3 tight ends that they can just mix and match and make all kinds of creative problems for the defense of the Browns. I mean, Darnell Washington's like 300-pound tight end. Jonnu Smith had a breakout year last year. Let's not forget how huge he could be. You know, and Pat Fryermuth is as good as anybody. I mean, they just got so many of these guys that not one of them gets to stick out. But if you deploy all 3 of them versus team, I think that makes it for DK right there. I mean, Kenneth Gainwell has come out of nowhere. I love all his overs. This is the check down game. All his overs, Dylan Sampson, all his overs, because that's what these 2 quarterbacks are going to do. And what I would really love to see is I'd love to see Aaron Rodgers get knocked out of this game, because then they got to bring in, you know, what's the guy's name? Mason. I can't remember his last name, but the dudes that were swinging the helmets at each other when they got into a fight.
Mason Rudolph,
Mason Rudolph comes in, and then you see Myles Garrett get his sack. You get the record sack against Mason Rudolph. I'm speaking that into existence. I totally want to see that.
The record-breaking sack on Mason Rudolph would be.
I would die if that just happened, man. It'd just be poetic justice. That would be so great. I just don't think that the Cleveland Browns will have enough here, even without T.J. Watt. Steeler defense, they come to play, man. They've been balling lately without him, which is a little eye-opening because they play hard, man. Highsmith's still a very good player. JPJ still a very good player. You know what I mean? Tomlin's still a very good coach. I know it's a division game, but like Harold Fannin Jr. came up lame with a groin injury. He's going to give it a go, but like, you know, at any given point, once you're on the questionable side of things, one bad hit and you're out of the game. And he's a big part of what they're trying to do. So he goes down there, and then what? No Judkins. Are they really going to be able to run the ball? Dylan Sampson's not a pure runner. I think Cleveland's in trouble here, man. Steelers should still find a way to win this game and cover on defense alone. Shador Sanders sucks. And it's sad because I want him to be great. I really do, man. I want to see this kid be amazing, but he's just not. And I don't think this is a good spot for him at all. This is a defense that's going to be trying to get that ball out of his hands, and I think they're going to create some turnovers here, and I think they're going to win the game outright. Steelers -3 is a play on my end.
Let's go to the Arizona Cardinals. They are playing the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati is -7. That's a big line. I could see this one being a push ultimately. You rarely see those numbers. You already see like a true touchdown. That's kind of a weird number. I mean, all conventional thinking. I feel like this is going to be a ticket buster, to be honest with you. But I am going to take Cincinnati here. It's just that the Arizona season has officially kind of fallen apart. Obviously, they had some juice. They've played a lot of close games this season. I just think Cincinnati's offense is figuring it out a little bit too much. It's every Cincinnati Bengals season falls apart in the beginning. They look great in the last few weeks. A lot of confidence going into the beginning of the next season. Joe Burrow gets hurt. He gets into the process over and over and over again until the end of time. I just don't think that if the Bengals score 30 plus, can the Cardinals really get to like 23? I can see this being like 32-20, just something like that. Like, not is anyone really having confidence in the Arizona Cardinals at this point? They have 3 wins. I mean, for all these teams, each win, because it's really condensed down at the bottom of the draft order, like the 3 and 4 win teams. I know it doesn't matter to all these teams, but I don't think Cliff Kingsbury is going to be there next year. I think they're going to really clean house, and so I think everyone's packing up a little bit early. Whether or not anyone's saying it, I think it's all just in the back of their minds that like no one knows who's going to be there next year. No one knows what's going on. Kyler Murray's probably playing, PlayStation in the locker room while everyone's trying to get ready for a game. There's just bad vibes all around for them, and I think the well is broken open. And I think the Bengals, while they know they're not playing for anything, I feel like they are playing for something. Like they all in their minds want to feel like, they can win and that they can do it, and they want to have confidence going into next season. And I think they have a lot of confidence right now. And so I think it's going to carry into this game. The over obviously is the winner of this. 53.5. I love that, even straight up, but teasing that's something you got to feel really confident. I think, all the Bengals defense has played like decently, truthfully, over the last 3 weeks of the season, very silently, because they were like historically bad to start the season. They've been playing pretty decent, and obviously they're going to be targeting defense in the draft. And so, again, I just feel like more and more that like every week they just feel like more and more like the team that we thought we'd see from them all season long. And I think if they play like that, this isn't going to be a very close football game.
I like the Bengals -7 here. This is what the Bengals do every single year, man. They show up and they're a competent football team week 17, week 18, after being just disastrous, 1-4 starts, 0-5 starts. Like, you saw last week what they can do. They put up 42 on the road. Now they're home versus a team that couldn't score 20 points in their own building versus the Falcons. How is this not going to be a blowout if Cincinnati comes to play? Chase Brown getting involved only helps Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Joe Burrow, and they have a couple decent tight ends. And the key factor, is the defense hasn't been horrible. Over the last 6 weeks, the Cincinnati defense has been average, which is a far cry away from what they were the first 10 weeks when they were literally like the second worst defense of all time. And so that's all we really need them to do, man. Minus Trey Hendrickson, I mean, they still have to come together. Shamar Stewart, the rookie, he's been out there and doing okay. Look, I just cannot trust the Arizona Cardinals. The only thing they really have going for them is Trey McBride, and they shut him down last week, so he should eat here. I like his overs here. I like this to be a shootout game, but ultimately the firepower is all on the Bengals side. And look, the only way to keep Joe Burrow happy at this point is to win games. He's got all the money in the world. He can have any girl he wants. He knows he's on a lousy franchise that never is going to protect him, never going to build him a defense. You got to at least just try to win as many games for the guy as you possibly can before he walks out the door. So I'm going to take the Bengals -7 here. I'm going to do it with a decent amount of confidence. Yeah, Cardinals defense is not good at all. The only way for them to win this game is they're going to have to score a bunch of points. And I just don't think they can trade punches with Cincinnati here, because Cincinnati can throw haymakers. They can do a lot of different ways to score in this game. Conversely, I just don't think that Arizona can. Jacoby Brissett's played well, and it's honorable. I just don't think they have enough here, man. I think everyone gets fired in the front office. The coaches on down. They're all gone. And it's going to be a new regime next year, including new quarterback, because I think that no matter what Jacoby Brissett does, they're not going to give him the reins, no matter what. And so at this point, you're just keeping it warm for someone else. Not a good place to be in, but kudos to him. I think he's the best backup quarterback in the league and has proven that repeatedly. but this should be a resounding win by Cincinnati across the board, and I like them to cover as well.
Let's go to the Saints. They are playing the Titans. Tennessee's at home here. And the Saints are -2.5. Yeah. I'm going to take the Saints. I think the Chiefs just... that was one of the obviously the Titans' best games of the season. It's one of the best games of the season for the Raiders, too, very silently. Separating from the pack a little bit. I think it's actually going to be a fairly entertaining game. Obviously, there's a lot of pick implications for this one, but I think the reality of the situation is that the Saints are just playing good football right now. Plain and simple, period. Now, they've been playing like lower teams, obviously, but you can only play who's in front of you. It was the Taysom Hill show last week. I don't think you're going to see that again. I think that was just like a home game. I don't know. Just like the last home game for him probably ever. And so either way, you have to give Kellen Moore a lot of credit. I mean, they've been 10 times better than I thought they would be this season. And Tyler Shuck is turning it on. They let him throw, I think, like 47 times last week. I could be wrong about that.
Seeing what he can do, man. I like that.
Like over 40 passes, and they're moving the ball. They're moving the chains, and they got a good tight end over there. I think they're kind of injured at running back, but it's not like the Titans are good, obviously. I mean, I like the over in this game, actually. It's 39.5. That's actually kind of surprising to me. I think there's going to be plenty of points to go around in this one, personally. Certainly, I'm not a big over-under guy, but there's a few of these that really stick out to me this week, and this is one of those. I think they can score. You tease that down to 33 points. I'd be genuinely shocked if these teams weren't scoring. I think this is going to be like a 24-21 game or 18-24. I think there's going to be points to go around in this one. Both of these teams have put up points like in the last 3 weeks. I just think the Saints are a better football team. But again, to give the Tennessee Titans credit, and I would say most importantly, Cam Ward, they've been playing pretty decently. Cam Ward's you and I really liked Cam Ward coming out of the draft. There are a lot of people who are off. I thought he was a really good prospect, and he's showing you why. I mean, he had a few flashes early on, but now you're seeing a little bit more consistency from him, and it's good for them. I mean, I think firing your head coach in the middle of a rookie season is terrible, but at least now they've accomplished their goal of having confidence going into the offseason. No matter what happens these last 2 weeks, I think the organization feels like decently well going into it right now. We'll see. I think this is going to be a good, close game going into Sunday, but I just want to give the edge to the Saints because I think right now, like overall, they're a better just team in general.
I don't disagree, but I'm going to still take Tennessee at home plus a 2.5, simply because I think that Cam Ward's starting to get it, man. He's starting to get it, and you know why he's starting to get it? Because they can run the football. Because all of a sudden they're running the ball. Take the pressure off my rookie quarterback. Give him some breathing room. Tony Pollard's been playing fantastic the last month. And so
Tajay Spears too, truthfully.
They have what it takes to be a competent football team. They just need a head coach, and they need to now work on surrounding your franchise quarterback Cam Ward with as many weapons as possible. Jeffrey Simmons is an absolute monster. He's just a monster, and I agree. I don't think we're going to. He's a Hall of Fame type player.
I really believe that. I don't think anyone would ever think about that because he plays such a bad team. He is a Hall of Fame level defensive player. He's one of the most dominant defensive linemen that nobody knows about.
We know about him because we watch this guy wreck games regularly. Your quarterback every week, man. Your quarterback's life is in jeopardy with this guy in the field every single week, and so I think that they'll be fired up again to play in front of their fans. They beat up, beat up a beleaguered Chiefs team. I mean, these are confidence builders for them. And I think that when you have winnable games in front of you at home, I think they'll take advantage of this. Cam Ward's running a little bit now, too. I don't see why the Tennessee Titans can't win this game, honestly. It wouldn't shock me at all. Not at all. I mean, let's not act like the Saints are a picture of perfect health. They're not. They're down to their third string running back. Chris Olave's back, acts up every 2 seconds. They don't have Rashid Shaheed there anymore. Taysom Hill is 35, and they did that show for him because that's his last home game in New Orleans. You ain't going to see that again because the Tennessee defense is going to be ready for it. They're going to be looking for it. They're not going to let an old guy beat them. I think that this is going to be a very big step in the right direction for Tennessee, winning a couple games at the stretch. You don't need the number one pick. You have Cam Ward. There's plenty of talent from 3 to 6. Tons of it. Tons of it. The drop off doesn't start till after pick 13, 14. And so you can win games, go into the offseason with a boatload of confidence, and still get what you want in the draft. I love Tennessee here. I have them with confidence. Plus 2.5 at home. We already know how I feel about home dogs. Cam Ward, I think, gets it done here. Even if they lose, I don't think they'll not cover this 2.5.
No, I agree with you. And yeah, I've started my scouting process a little early. It's kind of a ho-hum draft overall, in my opinion. Early impressions, and there's a lot of scouting to go. But
not to mention, man, your fans come out to see you play. Give them something to watch.
Yeah,
you know what I
especially when you have your quarterback, you're going out there to watch him play.
Give them something
When
to
you don't
watch.
have a quarterback, it's depressing. But when you have like a guy like Cam Ward, you want to go out there.
I mean, that's their Patrick Mahomes. They're galvanized. They're thinking that one day that this guy's going to be great.
Anything else?
Yeah, you know what I mean? They're like, let's go see what he can do, man. They're excited. Tennessee's a great city. I don't know, man. I think that they're moving in the right direction. What I've watched them do the last couple of weeks, they're playing good football. I mean, dude, they dominated Kansas. I told you guys last week, you're out of your mind if you pick the Chiefs here. They dominated the Chiefs. I mean, they knocked Gardner Minshew out of the game. I mean, their defense is not bad. You know what I mean? At all. I don't know. I like their secondary. I like Jeffrey Simmons. I think that I think they win this game outright. I really do.
Oh, they could easily win that game. Very easily.
I do.
Let's go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're playing the Indianapolis Colts. The Jags are -5.5, which is kind of like shocking to me. I thought this
not after last week. I told you they were going to take Denver. I knew it. I felt that. That was my best call last week.
That was one of my 3 losses last week. I was pretty surprised at the outcome.
Best call. Denver, guys, is not as good as you think they are. Denver struggled to beat a third-string quarterback in Kansas City on Thursday night. Guys, don't get gassed. I like Bo Nix. I do. I think Denver's one and done. I really
see it. Jacksonville's the hottest team in the league right now, obviously. Yeah, man, the Colts defense is just an absolute clown show. I mean, I know the 49ers are playing good football, but this is not the team you want to face if you're the Colts after last week, because you're talking about another team that is just on fire offensively. Jacoby Myers has just done everything for them. It just filled the role that they needed. They didn't have an intermediate guy, and now they have
filled the Christian Kirk role. Now that the Christian Kirk role is filled, the slot is filled. They've gone to a whole different level because of one player.
One game is good there.
Well done, Jacksonville.
They can do anything that they want.
They score however they want, bro. Well done, Jacksonville. And dude,
the only thing that
we shit on Trevor Lawrence, so you have to give him his props.
I know, seriously. This is the best football he's ever played in his career by far.
I gave him his flowers last week, man. I was like, I rolled with him.
I've been one of the biggest haters of Trevor Lawrence ever.
Me too, but I'm starting to shine him up because he's playing good football. Some of the throws he's making week in and week out look very Mahomes-ish. And again, it's because he's got a run game. He's got a running game. You can do so much when you can run the ball at 3, 4, 5 yards a clip, 100-yard rushers.
The Colts have like one of the lowest pressure rates, I think, in the league too. I mean,
Colts are horrible.
He's gonna sit back there and pick them apart. And if they go down, Phillip Rivers he's throwing ducks. So I went so crazy on that 49ers game. I had the best betting night of my life that night. I had this crazy, I took a defensive touchdown for the 49ers. It's because when they get down, it's easy to pick off, Rivers, because he's throwing it so softly. He's like lofting it up there, and they should have. To be honest, I think they should have gone with Riley Leonard. I think it was a pretty cool story to bring Phillip Rivers back, but I think if Riley Leonard is healthy, I think you play him. I think it's kind of.
I mean, what did you draft him for? You know what I mean? What did you draft him for?
I get maybe the first week, but I don't know. If he keeps playing, I just think that would be not a huge detriment to the team, but I just think it's kind of bizarre. Let this kid play. He deserves the reps, in my opinion. But I know these games end up being close for dumb reasons. I just think that these are teams on completely different worlds right now, and I think Jacksonville just continues to roll. I think they're the hottest team in the league right now.
I think Jacksonville murders this team. Dude, the Colts showed you who they were once Daniel Jones got hurt. Even with Daniel Jones, they started to fade out. Jonathan Taylor has not been great the last 6 weeks. I don't know, man. Indoors, Jacksonville just played the hardest game of the season, and they took apart what a lot of people think is a Super Bowl caliber Denver ball club. I don't. I just don't think they're that good on offense. Jax can score any which way. Trevor Lawrence can run it in, throw it in. The running game is solid. The defense has been playing very well. I think Liam Cohen is coach of the year. I do. Personally, that's just my personal take. I know a lot of people like Ben Johnson. I'm not one of those people. Liam Cohen came out of nowhere. Offensive coordinators put this thing together. And Jacoby Myers is the difference maker. Every year, man, people get a shot at the deadline of bringing players to help their teams, and they won that. Getting Jacoby Myers has done everything, has opened everything up for them. I mean, and they're not even balling with BTJ. If he ever gets going, man, forget it. Because you know what kind of talent that guy has. Brenton Strange playing real well. Underrated football. I mean, I don't get this whole Phillip Rivers thing, man. I don't. You're not winning anything with this guy. I mean, he just wants to. He's just tired of his kids. You know what I mean? It's like, let me go back for one more game. I'm not making a Hall of Fame anytime soon, so I might as well just go back and have some fun. I think he missed it. You know what I mean? But he's not very good. I mean, the San Francisco 49ers took this team apart in their own building. What do you think the Jaguars are going to do to them? They're going to murder them. They should murder them, I should say. They should murder them. I just have no faith in him to get his skilled players the ball, man. I mean, Tyler Warren, Michael Pittman. I mean, how you got to get these guys the ball, and I don't think he really can. Josh Downs, he can get the ball because he's just checked down Charlie, but Phillip Rivers' arm is it's shot. He's got a noodle arm here. The defense got bullied mercilessly by Christian McCaffrey and company. I'm taking the Jaguars minus 5.5 with a boatload of confidence, and I'm going to make them my best bet. I'm going to triple down on Trevor Lawrence here again because it's been working for me, and I think that there's a lot of people out there that are going to be like, oh, Indianapolis coming off a loss. They're still in the hunt. No, they're not. They're done. Stick a fork in that team, okay? If Phillip Rivers is the answer, you have to ask yourself, what was the question? Jags minus 5.5 in a absolute bloodbath.
All right, let's hop over. It's the Seattle Seahawks. They're visiting Carolina to play the Panthers. The Seahawks are -7 in this game.
Upset special.
I can't believe this, actually. A full touchdown? I know Carolina decides that they want to play well on a coin flip before they go out in the tunnel, it seems like, but there's no way in good conscience I'm taking Seattle a full touchdown here. We've already seen Sam Darnold shit the bed like hard this season. He is not immune to bad games. This could be one of them. This Carolina defense is what's carried them this season. I know Bryce Young's taken some good steps forward here and there, and obviously Tetairoa McMillan's taken a big part of the spotlight. That is not to overshadow for a single moment how good this Carolina defense is. They could win this game. They're at home. I know Seattle's good, but they're not unbeatable. I just think everyone is, I guess rightfully so, gassed up after that LA game against the Rams that they just played. But let's not forget that Carolina went into Green Bay and won. They've had some big wins this year against some big teams. They're not afraid of the moment. And they need this game, quite frankly. The Bucs are playing a crappy team. Carolina needs to win this to secure the division. They win. I think they win. They guaranteed win the division. That is massively motivating for people who are going to be, for not only them, the crowd's going to be electric in there in Carolina. They have been starving for wins for so long. Since they went to the Super Bowl, they've been bad. There's no way this is not one of the biggest games in Carolina in the past, 5-10 years. They're going to be so ready to play this game. I'd be shocked if they just laid down and laid an egg at home.
Me too.
The playoffs on the line. I think they put together a really great performance. I love the over in this game too. 42.5. I think there's going to be a lot of points in this one. I'm going to tease this one over too. I think both teams get around to the 20 mark. I think Seattle's going to score regardless, but I think Carolina plays a really good football game here. I think it's close, and I think they could win this game for sure. I'm teasing the hell out of Carolina getting like plus 13. I really love that. I really love that here.
This is my upset special. I think the Panthers win the game outright. I do. Seattle, they're ready for the playoffs. Okay? They're ready for the playoffs. We're trying not to get anyone hurt because we're going to have to see the Rams again, and we need to be 100% when we see them again. This is a game they can drop. This is a game where Sam Darnold cannot play well. They have some wiggle room. Panthers have no room. You must win this game. They are home where they play very well. Defense has been very underrated all year long. Seattle's flying 3,000 miles across the country to play a salivating team that wants to make the playoffs. That's another coach that's played very, very well this year in Dave Canales. Dude, the coach of the year is going to be hard this year, man. Bryce Young's turned the corner. Tet, Coker, they got ballers. They got players, man. Their running game is sick. Rico Dowdle can go off at any moment. And then they've got Chuba Hubbard, who is amazing, too. They got a great 1-2 punch. J.C. Horn on JSN is must-see TV. A whole tutty here is ridiculous. It really is, man. It's ridiculous. But I like the Panthers in a shocker here. I think they make the playoffs. I think they win the South. I think they do it all in style in front of their fans. And you're giving me 7 points? Stop it. I know who Seattle is, and I've bet against them and for them all year long. So don't get me wrong. JSN is a marked man in that cornerback and safety room this week. They're going to do everything they can not to let that guy beat them and then take their chances with everyone else. I love the Panthers here to run the ball at will, control clock, and I think they win the game. Cross is out for Seattle, so your left tackle spot is now weakened. I could really see the Panther defense having a field day here. I really could. It wouldn't surprise me if they win this game at all. And I'm calling them to win it, as a matter of fact, with my chest. Seattle, you're in trouble. Panthers +7. Let's roll.
Let's go to the Tank Super Bowl. I mean, that's really what this is. Both teams are throwing haymakers at each other with these injury designations. You know, the Raiders have gotten the spotlight for it, but let's not act like the Giants are going into this game.
I can't believe you're even going to this game.
You know what? If the Raiders end up with the first overall pick, this will be one of the most special credentials that I've ever owned since I've been covering
sports.
You can
frame the credentials.
I might. I'm going to be watching this game with just a level of intent that you've never seen before. I'm going to be mute the entire time. I'm not going to say a word until the final 0 hits the clock. Yeah, the Raiders are at home. They're 2.5-point dogs, and I don't see a world where the Raiders lose this game. I really don't. I mean, I think Ashton Dempsey alone is worth the win in this one. I think the Giants had like 25 passing yards last week, but don't get it twisted, okay? You already know I'm taking the Giants -2.5 here. There's no world where I'm putting any sort of energy into the world. The Raiders win this game. You know what? They've done their job, though. Brock Bowers is on IR. And again, I actually think this is like not even about tanking. I think this is the right thing to do for the team. They've never done this before. Let these guys get healthy, especially like Jeremy Chin, I thought was another great call because he's been dealing with the back thing, I believe, all year. Do you let your best players, some of the pieces that you're actually kind of proud of? And I think Jeremy Chin's actually been pretty decent for the Raiders. They picked him up from Washington last year at the safety position, kind of like a cheaper option than what's his name, who ended up going to the Panthers. And, you know, Brock Bowers has been dealing with his injury all year long. And so I think that was a really, really awesome decision for them to sit him. In fact, I think they should have sat him last week for the Texans, but it is what it is. They obviously came together and said, look, we got 2 home games, so you don't have to travel anymore. Let's shut these guys down. And we already talked about the beginning, but again, I think they made the right decision with Max Crosby. He's had a pretty bad knee injury for the last 2 years. This isn't going into just this year. He's had knee problems for a while now. And while he may be impassioned yesterday, I hope he wakes up with a fresh mind to say, look, I want to be successful too. And the best way to do that is to have a healthy team. The one thing going for the Giants because obviously they could win this game. I'm not just willing it into existence. I also think there is like a lot of logic to go behind it. You know, Brian Burns and all these guys on the defensive line have been really dominant or can be. And I think that bodes well for them. Raiders have the worst offensive line. Now, their rookies have been playing really well, actually. They have some of the best PFF grades amongst rookies over the last couple weeks. If you've Charles Grant and there's a couple other guys. They all have kind of similar names, so I ended up mixing them up. But, you know, they've actually kind of been holding it down. I could see that falling apart here. Plus, there's no Brock Bowers, and that just changes everything. I mean, Brock Bowers is literally like one of those players that just changes the entire trajectory of a game by himself because he's just that good. One-handed touchdowns, sick routes. I mean, he's worth like 2 touchdowns alone, but just by himself, it feels like. And I know Gentie's been turning it on like really hard. He's had some. It's unbelievable to watch this guy in space. He's had no space all year. And the moment they give him just a little tiny seam, the guy does some of the most incredible things you've ever seen. I mean, the guys like fall off of him like he's covered in butter. It's like, how is that possible? How is it possible these grown men can't bring this guy down? They just slip right off of him. It's unbelievable to watch him play. I mean, a fully healthy Raiders team with a quarterback and an offensive line can challenge anybody in the NFL. I'd go as far to say that. They have a lot of problems on defense, but just offensively speaking, that's the core of a Super Bowl winning team. I would go as far as to say that when you have top end talent like that, it's a unique duo that a lot of teams in the NFL would love to have, definitely. So I'm gonna hope and pray that the defensive line for the Giants produces turnovers. Like this is gonna be Geno Smith's signature tank commander game where he throws some really bad passes that he's done all season long. He had to give me that sideline pass to Ashton Genty, so I'm not counting that pass. The pass he had to Brock Bowers for the touchdown was actually quite nice. So Geno Smith needs to do his job at least one more time because I think the Raiders probably beat the Chiefs going into next week. This one, though, is the really important one for the Raiders to like kind of get the inside track for the first overall pick. So come on, Giants. Let's see you do it. Let's see you ruin your season and give the Raiders the hope that I've needed for 20 years.
This would be so Raiders-like to go win this game.
Yeah. You know, they've had a lot of games that would be Raiders-like to win, and they've lost those games. So shout out to Geno Smith.
Benching all your players except Ashton Genty. They're doing everything they can to lose and have it be a live tank and get the number 1 pick. I mean, it's all set up for them. I'm taking the Giants minus 2.5. Giants are a better team. They can run the ball. I mean, Theo Johnson just got downgraded, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter.
They have another good tight end
who are the Raiders putting out there? You know what I mean? Like,
the defensive line is they're not even gonna get close to Jackson Dart.
I mean,
he could dance in the pocket for a while.
This is gonna be bad for both teams. The winner here is the under, but I'm gonna take the Giants.
41 points, not happening.
You know, Younghoe Koo indoors. It can be a field goal snooze fest. That's what this is going to be.
9-6 or something.
I mean, this is basically Geno. Don't blow this.
I need an Abdul Carter strip sack fumble return for a touchdown in this game. That's what I really need.
The Raiders are so bad. I mean, they are so bad. And now they're sitting Bowers and Crosby. There's just no reason that the Giants should lose this game, man. I mean, it's so obvious what the Raiders are doing. It's a live tank. I mean, don't be surprised if, like, the commissioner starts sending letters to these owners about, look, you got to play full team. You know what I mean? Like, they want the pick. They don't want to win. And so I don't think that they're going to win. But it wouldn't shock me. It'd be the most Raider thing of all time. But I'm going to take the Giants minus 2.5. As long as Jackson Dart keeps his head down, run the ball, win the game 10-7, everybody will be happy. And I think that's what's going to happen. This is a horrible football game. It shouldn't even be televised.
I don't know why they flex this to the afternoon. I thought that was kind of the weirdest thing. I guess because the first overall pick is on the line. It's the only thing I can think of, really. Really quite strange. Let's go to the other afternoon game. It's the Philadelphia Eagles are playing the Bills. It's the Ass Bowl. Who wants to be more ass, the Buffalo Bills or the Philadelphia Eagles? I think that's what it comes down to. The Bills are minus 1.5 here. I mean, on paper, it should be a really good game. I was trying to see if this was the last home game. No, it's not. They do play one more home game next week. Uh, wow. This is a coin flip. These are two teams that have no desire to seemingly like, even though the records are great, 10-5, 11-4, those are good records. I don't have confidence in either one of these teams. I'm actually going to take the Eagles here. And I know it's like the Buffalo Bills, one of their last home games, at their old stadium. I just think that defensive line for the Philadelphia Eagles is going to be the difference maker. I don't think it matters. Some of these games just don't matter because the Bills' offensive line is so bad. And if they can shut down the run game, put some pressure. Look, Josh Allen could literally win you any game at any point against any team if he like has one of those games where he just has 5 touchdowns. You can't bank on that every week. I mean, we saw last week they once again look very pedestrian. Another team like the Steelers who just have one of the worst wide receiver rooms that you've ever seen. They have guys who are healthy scratches that you just can't believe. Like it's really just the bottom of the barrel. And I think that matters in a game like this. Saquon Barkley secretly has been kind of turning it on at the end of the season. They've been passing the ball a little bit more effectively for Philadelphia. I mean, Philadelphia has to believe that they can go on another Super Bowl run. I refuse. They hate each other for whatever reason. They look like they really, truly hate each other. But I think they can make it happen here. I think everyone in the world is going to be on the Buffalo Bills. I just think it makes way for an upset special. And then the Bills get a little softy at the end playing New York as their last home game. They win by 45 points. It's like this isn't the last home game. And so I think that matters. I think this will be an entertaining game. It should be. But I think the Eagles defense just is going to give them an edge to win this one.
I love the Bills here. The Bills know that if they have any opportunities like the one they have in front of them, they can't squander it. No Mahomes, no Joe Burrow, no Lamar Jackson. There's absolutely no reason this team should not go far in the playoffs. But something tells me they're going to blow it. But I think they're going to go down swinging. And this is what I know about the Buffalo Bills. They're a different team when they play at home. They play hard at home, man. And they play hard at home for their fans. And this is the Highmark Stadium farewell tour. I personally think they win this game. I'm taking the Bills -1.5. I think they win. I think they cover. Something about the Eagles just doesn't do it for me, man. It just doesn't. They beat up on bad teams. I don't think they're as good as people think they are. There's just too much dissension this year for me to think that they're going to go back to the Super Bowl. I just don't see it. I really don't. Bills defense plays very, very hard at home. I mean, I think this is a big Josh Allen game. I do. Josh Allen knows in order for them to beat the Eagles, he needs to be great. And so it's going to have to be him putting on his Superman cape because the lack of a true wide receiver one is going to be a glaring hole. Although I think they can get it done with the 12 and 13 personnel that they, deploy versus a lot of good teams. I think Dalton Kincaid will have a big game. I think Khalil Shakir should have a pretty big game here too. But James Cook is the straw that stirs the drink. So they got to get him going. And I think you can run on the Eagles for the most part. I mean, I know Jalen Carter's back, but both his shoulders are made of paper mache. I mean, the Eagles, let's not act like the Eagles don't have a bunch of problems, guys. They do. They do. And they're glaring if you know where to look. And I don't particularly think they're going to go deep in the playoffs at all. They're not going to have home field. They're going to have to travel. I mean, it's hard to go back to back, man. You know what I mean? It's not the easiest thing. The run to going back to back, it very rarely happens. I mean, we saw the Chiefs do it, but boy, they had to change their whole identity to do it. It's not easy. I think this could be a big smash spot for Josh Allen. I think it might be too much for Philadelphia. I really do, man. Bills -1.5 is the play. And I think Highmark Stadium's going to be rocking, bro. And don't let there be any snow on the ground either. Lord have mercy. Josh Allen, I think, I'm taking all his overs tomorrow. I think it's time for him to have that Josh Allen game where you're just like, well, we don't know what else we can do versus this guy. He's just unstoppable. Fourth down, a big fourth down to go get the win, and he runs it. That's what we're going to see.
All right, let's go to Sunday Night Football. It's a good one. It's the Chicago Bears are playing the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are minus 3.5 in this game. I just can't agree with that. I'm not the biggest Bears guy. I actually think they kind of just falter in the playoffs pretty quick. I'm still not the biggest Caleb Williams guy. He has these like really great flashing moments, and then a lot of the other times he's very pedestrian. But I think a field goal is just a little bit too much. I think everyone's going to be really gassed up on this idea that the 49ers haven't punted since November, and we've all heard those stats before that people are saying. And I think everyone's just going to think they're going to roll through here, but Bears are playing on another level right now. And Brock Purdy is kind of due for a stinker. He's playing some of the best football of his career right now. Obviously, he went absolutely crazy, but this isn't the Colts. You know, they're not playing old man Phillip Rivers in this game. I mean, really an incredible performance there from the Bears to beat the Packers. I mean, they lost that game, and they had some random guy, some undrafted rookie, make the play of the game for them. I think they're going to keep this game close. In fact, it wouldn't shock me if they won this game. I mean, Coach of the Year is so tough. I mean, Kyle Shanahan almost deserves Coach of the Year with the injuries that they've had. So many guys are deserving of that reward this year. We'll see. I mean, maybe there is also a world where Robert Saleh just completely destroys Caleb Williams. Because I really do think that he has these really bad moments that get covered up by these like spectacular ones that we see. But sometimes when you put your hand in the cookie jar too much, it can come out and bite you. So the one thing that really goes in favor, I think the 49ers do have the lowest pass rush rate in the NFL by like a pretty wide margin. Like they have the worst defensive front. They should have never drafted Mykel Williams. I feel like I talk about that every week, but it was one of the worst picks of the draft. I didn't like him anyways. I know they're desperately in need of I would have taken James Pierce if I was them. I think they'd be in a better spot right now. They can't get to the quarterback, and so Caleb Williams is going to have the advantage to sit back in the pocket and play one of his better games. It's up to Robert Saleh to see how he can scheme around that. We'll have to wait and see. But it should be a great Sunday Night Football game. But I do love having a field goal here with the Chicago Bears.
I love the Bears as well. Let's have a moment of silence for one of the managers at my job. His name was Michael Wilkiel. Passed away on Wednesday. He was a humongous Bears fan. Humongous. And so I'm definitely taking the Bears here. And I'm actually rooting for the Bears for the rest of the season in his honor.
Yeah.
It's that simple for me. My team is going nowhere. I'm a Bears fan until the Super Bowl ends. Because he loved his Bears. And I have a lot of friends who love the Bears. And I think the Bears are actually more than a competent team. They've shown you all year that they are a good team. Caleb Williams' ascension, he just needed an offensive coordinator and a coach. And someone to spend some money on some beef in front of him. And it's shown. That ball he threw to DJ Moore for the win was an absolute dot. Caleb's playing well, man. You guys can be mad about it all you want because he's zesty as hell and all this and that, and I get it. You know what I mean? But can you ball? That's what I care about. Can you ball? You got to also remember, not everyone's just going to come into the league and have Patrick Mahomes' 50-touchdown season. The stars just aligned right for Mahomes that year. Bad defense, Andy Reid, Tyreek Hill. You don't see that very often. But let's not act like Caleb's a bum. He's not, okay? A couple guys this year have shut us up, man. Caleb's one of them. Trevor Lawrence is another one. And you love to see it. Good. This is what people thought you were going to be coming into the NFL. College, you were the big man on campus, and now you have proved that you can do it in the big boys league. Shout out to you. And I'm taking you here, okay? I know no Roma Dunze, but Niners coming off a humongous win on the road. I could see them coming home and shit in the bed. Brock Purdy has done this to me repeatedly. And so I think the Bears can run the ball. I think they can throw the ball. They got great tight ends. I think they're in this game. Find a way to slow down McCaffrey because you're not going to stop him, but stack that box. Stack the box. Force Brock Purdy to throw. George Kittle is maybe out of this game. So is Pearsall. It's not like they're going to have a complement of weapons. I mean, the Niners would be foolish to start Kittle here. You're going into the playoffs. Why are you going to put a guy with a low ankle sprain on the field and turn it into a worse ankle sprain? You're already in the playoffs. Be smart. Defense is not good. I like Chicago to run the ball at will here. I really do. I think the Chicago Bears could win this game, man. If you're having a good week, Bears money line here. I think they can win the game outright. X factor of this game is going to be Luther Burden. Guys, I don't think you guys realize how good Luther Burden is. Luther Burden's a dog, bro. He is
It's one of my best calls of the draft.
Luther Burden is an absolute stud. And he's going to get his shot here. Luther Burden will have 7 targets in this game, and I guarantee you he'll do something with it. I guarantee it. They'll be all over DJ Moore. Meanwhile, Luther Burden be running underneath, running deep. The kid can ball, and someone's got to eat up some of these targets. Colston Loveland has proven to you he can ball. I love the Bears here, man. Bear down. Give me those 3.5 points. Pull and pray. I don't think the Niners are as good as people think they are, man. I'm going to keep saying this. I mean, they have done well. Shanahan could be coach of the year with what he's had to endure. So don't get me wrong. I just don't think that defense will be good enough to withstand big-time teams in the playoffs. Bears plus 3.5 is the play. And if you're feeling frisky, Bears money line. I could see them winning this game outright. It would not surprise me at all. Rest in peace, Mike.
All right, Monday Night Football to round things out. It's the Los Angeles Rams. They're 8-point favorites against Atlanta at home. Atlanta has been playing pretty decent football recently. Kirk Cousins, you know what? We've also talked about this every week. It's really just so stupid that they drafted Michael Penix. It's really just one of the worst decisions that franchise made in a long, long time. You sign Kirk Cousins to a huge deal, and then you're like, all right, go sit down, bud. Coming off an Achilles injury is so hard the year that you return from one. It's almost impossible. But now that he's back, I know he's old. He does still have juice. His arm still has juice. I mean, you've seen it. He's made some great passes. Him and Kyle Pitts are going off right now. I actually am going to take the Falcons plus the 8. I mean, this could fall apart really quickly for me, but I could see the Falcons getting the doors blown off. But you know what? The Falcons have been playing their best ball of the season the last couple of weeks. And I think that matters. And I think what also matters is Devontae Adams is not playing in this game. And even if he does, he's going to be nothing more than a decoy. Hamstring injuries are no joke. It's the one injury in football that you just can't fight through because you need your hamstrings to make cuts. Otherwise, you're not an effective receiver. It doesn't matter how good you are. I think that matters. I mean, the Rams have faltered at numerous spots this season. And I think without Devontae Adams, it becomes difficult. I know their offense is just absolutely nuclear. So, like I said, this could very easily be an avalanche, but 8 points seems like a lot for Falcons who are at home. They always play better at home. They've been playing good football. Everyone's going to think that the Rams are just going to blow them out. I don't know. The Rams are like Super Bowl favorites, but it's weird to say I think that they're beatable. I don't think the Falcons are like upset here, but I think this game could be closer than I think most people want to give it credit for.
The most bipolar team in America is the Atlanta Falcons. Because everything you're saying is true, man, you know? But I just can't fall for the banana in the tailpipe here. Kirk Cousins is dreadful, bro. You know what I mean? And yeah, they have a good offense, and this will be a good test for the Rams. Because these are going to be the types of offenses that they're going to see in the playoffs. Good running back, good wide receiver, good tight end. You're going to see teams with this. However, the defense is absolutely dreadful, bro. Puka's going to go absolutely ass hog wild here. I don't think Devontae Adams is going to play. They're not going to risk it, which means someone else is going to have to step up. I think that someone else is going to be the Ram defense. That's what I think. I think the Rams are going to score on defense here. Scoop and score, pick six. They're going to do something. Kirk Cousins is not good, man. He's not good. And the Ram defense is good enough to slow all their weapons down. We've seen this before. So I'm taking the Rams -8 at home. I know it's a lot. 8 is a lot, man. But I just don't trust the Falcons. Even after they won last week, Dude, you beat up a really bad Arizona Cardinals team. I'm not going to be galvanized by a win like that. Okay, I'm just not. You cannot be trusted anywhere. And I think while I do think Raheem Morris is coaching for his life, I think Sean McVay just undresses him here. I really do. Dude, guys, you have to understand, like, the cream has risen to the top. The Rams, Seattle, Eagles, Patriots, Bills. Who else? I mean, there's like 6 teams really that have a shot at winning this team. And out of the 6, the Rams are the clear favorites in my estimation. They can run a ball with 2 guys. They can stop the run at any time. And they got 2 of the best wide receivers in America. I know one of them's gimpy, but Puka Nacua is an absolute maniac. He's number 1 pick in fantasy next year. He gets 15 targets. They have proven that they can protect Matthew Stafford, and Atlanta doesn't get to the quarterback. It might be close for a while here, but I think the Rams pull away. I think the Rams win this game by 14 points. I think they knock Kirk Cousins out of this game. It wouldn't. None of these things happening would surprise me. The Rams defense is underrated. They are as good as advertised, and I know they don't have a real home field. I don't think it matters here. It's under the lights. It's under the lights. And Puka's turned into this bad boy now that everyone wants to see this version of Puka. The Puka the villain. I like Puka the villain. I do. I don't like Puka the good guy. Puka the villain is awesome. You need wide receivers like this in America. You needed Terrell Owens. You needed Randy Moss. You needed AB. There's no one like that in the league right now that actually is a villain that actually throws those numbers up. Jamar Chase. Okay, 1. You need more than that. And Puka's that guy now, talking crap to the refs, tweeting in game. I love it, dude. I'm here for it. And I know Sean McVay is highly upset about it. But look, this is what it is.
He likes seeing 225 out of his wide receiver, though.
There it is. You know what I mean? I mean, the guy went off. He went off. You cannot stop him. He is unguardable. They run so many different plays and so many different looks for Puka Nacua. It's ridiculous. They literally have their playbook, and then they have their Puka Nacua playbook, because there is no route that they don't target this guy on. It doesn't matter. He has got at least 12 different routes they run for him. And if they wanted to, they could end around him and hand the ball off. I mean, he is the prototypical football player, and he can't be stopped. I'm taking the Rams -8, and I'm taking them with confidence. I hate the Falcons. They've ruined my life more than once.
That's it.
That's a slate, you guys. My best bet's going to be the Jags. My over-under tickets, I really like Kenneth Gainwell catches over. Dylan Sampson catches over. That's going to be the check down Charlie Bowl. Who do you like this week, Spencer?
Yeah, it's just tough. I'm going to tease down the Patriots, tease down the Bucks. And I'm going to tease down the Bengals. I think that's a safe tease bet for you.
I love the Bengals this week.
Exciting, but I think it'll. And I'm gonna do a few this week. I really like some of these over unders, and so I'm gonna be making a good slate of tickets. I feel like there's some favorable stuff out there this week.
Yeah, it definitely has been favorable. I'm not a big fan of the Kansas City Chiefs moving to Kansas. I just got to get that out there and put that down. I just don't think you mess with history, but corporate greed is corporate greed, and so whatever is going to be whatever. I'll still support them, but I think it's sad. It's so sad to see money ruin everything. I mean, I get you want a Super Bowl in Kansas, but it's not the way to go about it. The Super Bowl should not be played in places like Kansas City. So if that's the only reason you're building a stadium, you're building it for the wrong reason. Super Bowls need to be played in big markets, and that's why they are played in big markets. Having a Super Bowl in Kansas City is ridiculous, and Clark Hunt, your father, is rolling in his grave. On behalf of World of Matches, my name is Dexter Reid. Again, doing this for you guys. Sick, not feeling well. No, don't ever question my level of commitment to doing this. Waking up Saturday morning before the freaking roosters are awake. Me and Spencer, we love this, and we're going to continue to do it for you guys. So we thank you for the support, and we hope you're making a little bit of money while not losing your shirt off your back and your wife and your kids. You guys enjoy the games today. Enjoy the games tomorrow. Good luck, Fantasy Football Championships. And we're coming. The playoffs is coming. It's just a couple weeks away, guys. Get your bank rolls ready because there's going to be a lot of money to be made. We'll see you guys next week, and we are out.
See you guys.